Welcome back to more Lord of the Rings Online. In the last episode, I was hanging out with Friar Tuck over here, drunk on a little bit too much wine, and I was trying to solve his riddles, and I'm still kind of puzzled because if you look at the riddle I'm stuck on, it says, foul great beasts with sharpened claws, black furred pelts, and fanged maws. Coursing the woods, they take their prey, torment their victim, at last to slay. And you know, I picked the bear chest, and that wasn't it, but it fits perfectly. Especially this last line, because usually bears, you know what this crazy thing about bears is, they'll just start eating you. Most other predators, like the feline type predators, or wolves, they'll kill you first, and then they'll eat you, but bears, they just start eating you, man. So, I'm not entirely sure what I'm dealing with here. But I'm basically going to ride around and look for other chests and see if anything else makes sense. I think the only other thing that I can make sense will be some sort of wolf. So if I can find a wolf chest, that might be it. Although I'm kind of pissed the bear one didn't work because I feel like it should. Even if the answer is wolf, I still think that bear makes more sense. Here we go, warg. I think that might work. A warg makes sense. There we go. That was it. Okay. Alright. Alright. Sweet. So let me go back to Friar Tuck over here.
What do you need?
Bah, that riddle was too easy, even a child could solve it. Well, anyway, the point is, Humphrey Rumming's secrets are not for you. You have no conception of the magnitude of my wisdom. The terrible secret of the salamanders is not far from your ears.
Please stay a moment.
Alright, one more riddle. This one will truly challenge your lore mastery. Again, I give you a key to a chest. Again, I challenge you to show even 1,000th part of the brilliance of Humphrey Rumming, wisest of the wise. So, here you go. Lesser get of Ankalagon spawn, talon claws, and fang-gaped yawn. Scathus tear would surely flow, saw he his children laid so low. I have no idea. Let me talk to this guy.
Could I speak with you a moment?
I might be seeing things. I have been out here for a long time, and Humphrey is not exactly the sanest company, but I would swear I saw a young salamander riding along the back of a lake skimmer as it danced over the water. If I did see this, and this can actually happen, it could be disastrous if somehow the salamanders were carried across the western shore of the lake, where they could begin to multiply and spread without any natural bounds to stop them. Head to the beach and destroy any lake skimmers you find. We cannot take a chance on this. Alright. Now as far as the riddle, I really don't know. Let me see it again. I feel like these are some Lord of the Rings creatures, Scatha and Calagon, that maybe if I've read a little bit more Lord of the Rings lore, I might be able to, I don't know. Talon claws, fang-gaped yawn, Scathus tear will surely flow, saw his children lay so low. I have no idea. Definitely not the bat. And I don't know what these lake skimmers are. Oh, there we go. These guys. Okay. Let me start killing some of them. Dang it. I was taking too long to build my gambit. Whatever, that works. Go ahead and blast that guy. Alright, 8 more of those? Man. It's really putting me to work here. Hawk. I don't think it's going to be a hawk. I'm not interested in picking up that chest. And I think the skimmers should patrol the shores, not the central portion of the island. That's why I'm kind of going on the periphery. Orc, I don't think Orc is going to fit that riddle very well either, so I'm going to ignore that chest. There's a chest right there. Dragon. You know what? It might be a dragon. It might be dragon. I'm going to go for it. Nope. Definitely not a dragon. Alright. Well, now I know. So let me go and get the quest again. And let me see, I think he's over here somewhere. There we go. I'll just get that riddle one more time. I don't know. I kind of want to look up those names, but I feel like that would be cheating. But I'm inclined to, just so you guys get a little bit of lore. And since I'm basically going to be guessing anyways until I get it correct, because I really just don't know. Let me see. Encalagon. Let me look up Encalagon here on my phone, because now I'm interested. Encalagon. Encalagon, also known as Encalagon the Black, was greatest of all winged dragons. He was bred by Morgoth during the First Age, and was the largest dragon to have existed in Middle-earth. Facing final defeat, Morgoth unleashed his last greatest weapon, a fleet of winged... Hold on, give me a second. A fleet of winged fire drakes led by Encalagon. So terrible was their onslaught that their armies of valor were driven back from the gates of Angband, and their coming was said to have been accompanied by the tempest of fire and lightning. But Eärendil came out of the west in his blessed ship Vingilot, accompanied by the eagles of Manwë, led by Thorondor. The eagles dueled with Encalagon and the other dragons for the entire day. Eventually, Eärendil was victorious, casting Encalagon down upon Thangorodrim and destroying the volcanic mountains in his fall. The death of Encalagon marked the end of Morgoth's final resistance. So, I guess dragon didn't work, but this guy was a drake. Maybe if there's a drake chest. Lesser get of Encalagon's spawn. Talon Claws and Fanged Gapetion. Let me see if I can find Scatha. See what that is. Scatha was one of the greatest of the long worms that infested the Grey Mountains in the north of Middle-earth. Of his life little is known, however, it is possible that Scatha was a remnant of the dragons of Morgoth that fled into the northeast after the War of Wrath at the end of the First Age. It is not certain whether Scatha was the dragon which killed Dane I or his son Fror. Okay, so maybe like a worm? If there's like a drake or a worm chest? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that tidbit of lore there. Certainly not going to be a hawk. definitely not going to be the orc. Chest of the Dragon. I already opened that one. It was wrong. I don't really know why it was wrong, but... I'm in combat? Oh, I didn't see that little guy right there. At least he counted. There's a chest right there. Chest of the Worm. Let me try that. There we go. That one worked. Perfect. So we're good with that. Now I just need to kill 4 more of the lake skimmers, and we'll be good to go. And there's another one right there. Sweet. They're a little hard to come by. There we go. One more here. Alright, let's go turn these in finally.
What can I do for you?
I agree that it was possibly all in my head and in no way possible, especially now that I think about the size of the lake skimmer and the size of a salamander. But I thank you for entertaining me. Alright, so that's done.
What do you need?
Well, I suppose you think you've won. Well, you haven't won. Not by a long shot. You'll never beat me, not Humphrey Rumming, no. Oh yes, right, the salamanders. Ah, I had forgotten. Well, since you acknowledge my greatness, my preeminence amongst all lore masters, I suppose it would be alright to share my secret, since you have proven yourself worthy. Barely. Not 1 in 1,000, 1 in 1,000,000 could have solved my riddle, so now listen closely.
Will you help me?
It happens like this. As one of the world's greatest lore masters, I happen to be doing some research on the ruins of Tolobel. It seems the last owner was a great warrior, and he took a number of trophies from the Angmarim at the Battle of Fornost. These trophies included a pair of eggs. Such little eggs, too. Well, naturally, it was a challenge to see if they could be quickened after all these generations. You can imagine my pride when they hatched. Cute little salamanders, tiny little efts they seemed. Truly learned lore masters call them efts, you know, and I encourage you to do the same. But these little efts just would not stop growing, and soon they began to grow hostile, and after that came the fire. The things breed so fast, I managed to pin the original dam and sire in a cellar in the ruins here. Since then, well, I've been trapped. I mean, I've been studying them, yes. But now you've come. You killed them. You're a hero, aren't you? Right. Here, take this key, slay the dam and the sire. The other salamanders breed much more slowly. Now that you know the terrible secret of the salamanders, it's up to you to stop them. So that's interesting. Pretty interesting tidbit there. So let's go inside. And, oh, there we go. I was like, I don't see anything. Going down deep. Oh, those are big. Those are some big boys. Look at those. So they've been breeding down here, spawning all of these. There we go. We are done. Let's get out of here.
You startled me.
Oh, you killed them, poor things. I mean, well done indeed. At last, I can leave this accursed place. I mean, well, perhaps there's a bit more to study here after all. Anyways, you've done a great deed here and helped the pursuit of knowledge immensely. Immensely, I say. Of course it was nothing. I couldn't have handled it myself. I was just letting you learn a little yourself. Go talk to the rangers on the island far to the east and tell them that I am very displeased with their handling of the salamander problem. A great lore master can only do so much. And at some point the rangers have stepped in. Should have stepped in. Now give me back my key. This guy's crazy. Anyways, let's go back to Thénardier. Using my very handy warden skill. Any day now, loading screen, any day. Alright, so who do I talk to? Maybe some guy over there, it looks like. There's a couple of quests here, it looks like.
What do you need?
Welcome back, Kippen. I had begun to fear for your safety. What have you learned? Indeed, an amazing story, that mad old man. It is a pity we were unable to patrol these lands better, or we should never have permitted him to go near those ruins. It may be that the salamanders will never be fully driven from the area for now, but at least we know their origin. If what Rumming said is true, it also may be true your actions have slowed their spread, and I thank you for that. Alright. And then there's this guy walking around.
Shadow is on my spirits.
An interesting find. I have always enjoyed puzzles such as this. Let us see. This one goes here. Ah, a simple matter. All done. Let us learn what it says. Remarkable. Even them abounds with tales of old treasure, most of them completely false. But this scroll, this is an account of a man, an adventurer, shall we say, to be polite to the dead, who scavenged the fields of Forod long ago, after the Witch King's great defeat. It seems his fellow hid his finds not far away. From your point of view, this treasure is a legitimate trove. There should be no reason that anyone could not honorably recover it if they happen to find its location. If you wish to find this trove, according to the scroll, it lies hidden beneath the stone marker in Barad Rath, ruins that lie to the northeast of here. Okay. So now we can head to Forod. And let me take a pony over there. That'll be the fastest way.
Greetings.
Then I can continue all the quests. Still a good amount of work to do here. I like the quest lines here in Even Them. I think the storylines are pretty good. Very well written quests compared to some of the other maps. Not to say that the other ones are bad, but this one kind of stands out a little bit in my opinion. Alright. So first things first, let me tell this guy that I couldn't find any boars.
Stay and have some tea.
Well, another stranger to this town. Now I'm not the only one. My stomach is always getting me... Wait a minute, didn't I already do that quest? Huh. Alright, well, I'm not going to read all this because I read it in the previous episode. I'm just not sure why... I don't know. We'll see.
It's a sorry day.
You've come from Calenglad? I am very glad to hear it, for friends of the Rangers are fewer now than they were of old. There's no shortage of trouble coming from the hills of Tirn Fornek, and it seems that more and more of these ruffians appear every day. If we don't turn them out of Evendom, they're sure to plunder every last relic that remains from the height of the Old Kingdom. That would be a real shame if you ask me.
I'm sure it will do no good, but may I speak with you?
Life is hard in Tirn Fornek, Kippen, and some of the folk who live here at Forod have begun dealing with the robbers in order to better their fortunes. It pains me to say this, but even now in Forod you can find relics stolen from Illuminus. We should return these relics to the Rangers of Tinodir, Kippen. It's the right thing to do. You can find a chest full of stolen artifacts among the tents on the highest levels of Forod north of here. Please understand that the folk of Forod who trade with the robbers are not bad people. Their desperation makes them unfriendly and more willing to compromise their values, but I do not want you to hurt them. Carry the chest to the Ranger Estiuil in Tinodir to the southwest, and avoid the unfriendly men of Forod. They will find other means of sustaining themselves if this easy but reprehensible road is closed to them. Be sure to speak with Estiuil when you have delivered the chest. Alright. So we'll do that. First, let me come up here.
What do you need?
Kelsey finally got someone to come help us. He's a good boy, but he has taken his time finding aid. You say Orkawi knows you are here as well. He has a desire to restore the pact that we once both honored. The Rangers let their end go long before we did. It will take some time for me to determine if I believe he is being truthful.
Stay a moment.
So the Rangers suddenly want to honor their end of the old arrangement. Funny how soon as things start to go bad for them, they seek out help, yet deny it to others who have needed it for so long. Still, the fact that you are here shows a small step has been taken. Let us see how serious they really are. Before we get anything dealing with what they want, we have to make sure that we are well prepared for the winter. The storms will be coming soon, and our supplies of nearly everything have gotten very low. If you are serious about restoring this pact, we start with our needs. Go to the several townsfolk and they will direct you to what those needs are.
I don't know if you can help me.
The winter cold will chill you to your core if you're not ready for it. It is especially dangerous at night, when one does not awaken from the bitter cold. Blankets are very important if you wish to wake in the morning. We had plenty to go around last year, but it seems the robbers are not just pilfering tombs these days. A storehouse was empty just last week, and we are now short of blankets. Bear hide is the ideal material for making new ones. It is thick and with brushing will be made soft. Plus, there are plenty of bears just southeast of here at a place called Oregon. Alright. Let's go and find some more quests.
I'm sorry to trouble you, but will you help me?
Blankets are not the only thing that keep you warm in the winter. A good roaring fire is just as important to have. To keep it going, you need wood though. Lots of it and plenty dry. Our stores are low this winter, with folks leaving to join the tomb robbers. We have fewer honest people left to do the work necessary to get ready for the winter. We have had to focus everyone on food. The firewood pile has stayed very short. The best wood is out near Nan Orngon. The bears root it up while they are digging for grubs. It is dry but burns for a long time. If you could gather up a bunch of branches, it would be very helpful. I will try to do so. Of course I jumped down instead of taking the stairs. I didn't mean to do that. And I'm kind of looking around to see if there's going to be any other quests here before I venture out. I'm looking for quest rings. There's one right here.
I do not ask much of you.
It is time to build up our foodstuffs and prepare for the coming cold. Elk meat takes time to dry and cure. It is not done overnight, and it must be done before the cold snap hits. It cannot cure if it is frozen. That means it must be gathered down so that it has enough time that we will be able to enjoy it later. There are few things that a warm belly more than a spice-dried piece of elk meat on a frozen winter night. Head into the hills, and you will find the elk roaming about them. Bring back enough haunches that we will be able to get a few weeks of meal from them. And I think there's one more, right? No, there's only 4 of them, and I think I talked to 4? Or did I only talk to 3? I only talked to 3. There's one more up here. How do I get up there? Can I jump this? Yes, I can.
I'll not be ignored.
The winters here are colder and harsher than the rest of Evendim. We do not have the lake to warm us, and the winds blow straight through the mountain pass from Forkill. It is difficult to prepare for everything we need. Often during the winter we run hunting parties out to find whatever elk and bear are still foraging about. I'm worried that this year we will not find any. There are more tomb robbers camped in the hills than I remember from any year before, and they will all want to eat. Head out into the hills west of here and encourage some of these tomb robbers to move on. They will be bad for this winter and we simply cannot afford them taking food sources we will desperately need. Alright. So let's go. Lots of quests to do, so it's about time to get started. Let me see, what is this pointing me to? I don't know, but I'm gonna go east. That seems to have a lot of quest circles of where I need to be. So I'm looking for bears, tomb robbers, all sorts of goodies. Elk. There's that bad boy. Go ahead and blast him. Really? That didn't count for anything? That's kind of dumb. I do need elk meat. There we go. Am I killing the wrong sort of bear? Just gonna be killing all these bad boys here. Let me wait for my... You know what? I could just... Never mind. Never mind. I'm just talking to myself. Ignore me. Ignore me. I'm being an idiot. Really? Alright. That is a good number of them. I need 2 more. And here they are. Alright, so I got all that. Do need to kill some bears. I don't know if I'm killing the wrong bear or what. But let me kill some more tomb robbers. That will work. Grab that guy right there. He looks like he wants to die today. And let's see. Yeah, let me keep going down this way and see what I can find. I guess some of that dry wood is going to be here. And there are some bears. Alright, so we'll do that. But we'll do it in the next episode. So thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to join the fellowship by hitting the subscribe button. Leave a like on the video. And I'll see you on the next episode.